From Apple Valley News Now, First Alert Weather with Chief Meteorologist Josh Colbreth.
Good Thursday morning. Once again, we find ourselves in this pattern of foggy mornings and stagnant air. The forecast is going to stay dry through next Wednesday, and high temperatures staying in the 30s and 40s. Pretty normal stuff for the middle of January. Right now, you're taking a live look at Kennewick. This view coming courtesy of the Apple Valley News Now First Alert Weather app. You see that glow in the street lights. You see fog is wanting to form right now in the lower Columbia Basin, and we're seeing, well, some very thick fog in the Yakima Valley and the Kittitas Valley and for the Blue Foothills as well. So far, there's a gap in coverage in the lower Columbia Basin, but I would not be too surprised if this map fills in a little bit later on this morning. On to temperatures now. Most of this is freezing fog, as many of us are below that freezing threshold of 32 degrees. Right at 32 for Walla Walla, right at 32 for Yakima, 26 degrees in the Kittitas Valley. So you'll have to take it slow on the roadways this morning because A, the visibility will be reduced, and B, we could also see some slick spots on some of the roadways. Here's your hourly forecast for this Thursday for the Tri-Cities. I'm expecting fog through about 10, 11 a.m. After that, that should give way to partly cloudy to mostly sunny skies. So for today, fog in the morning across the board. High temperature is going to be stuck in the low to mid 40s, and I'll talk about more fog in the forecast and reductions to air quality. All that coming up on Good Morning Northwest, which starts right now.
Straight ahead on Good Morning Northwest, we're learning more about the group home for registered sex offenders that is set to open in Kennewick. The owner of the home saying he tried to open it in Findlay but was not allowed to, according to the sheriff. We're going to hear why just ahead. But first, a SWAT standoff in Richland, one that lasted nearly 6 hours. Our crews were there, and we have details on what caused all the commotion, which was right across the street from an elementary school. And you may have heard more coughing from your peers recently as flu season is upon us. Health officials are sounding the alarm as Benton County confirms the first flu-related death of the season. We have what experts want you to be mindful of when it comes to preventing sickness. It's all on Good Morning Northwest, which starts right now.
This is Apple Valley News Now. Good Morning Northwest, on your side.
Good morning, and thank you for joining us for Good Morning Northwest. I'm Jessica Jalal.
And I'm Jade Elliott. It is Thursday, January 15th.
And we have a lot to get to, and we're starting off with a crime alert this morning.
That's right. 4 people under arrest after Richland police and Tri-City SWAT raided a house last night. The house was right across the street from Jason Lee Elementary School. Apple Valley News Now's Caleb Stipkovitz explains why police made the arrests and why it's not the first time they've been called to that home.
It's not your average day at Jason Lee Elementary School after a nearly 6-hour police standoff across the street with SWAT trucks, megaphones and drones, and even flashbangs. Richland police say it all started at 8 a.m. Wednesday morning when a patrol officer spotted a vehicle used in a recent crime.
So he made contact with that vehicle and was able to arrest the driver of the vehicle. That driver was involved in an assault first and burglary first degree crime that occurred over the weekend. He was part of one of the people that we were looking for and was taken into custody.
And after making that arrest, RPD officers got a warrant to search the home they found the suspect at, which is right across from the school. And that sparked a multi-hour standoff as police tried to get over 10 people out of the house, calling for a full response from the Tri-Cities regional SWAT team and leading authorities to arrest 3 more people on the search warrant. Locals and school parents tell us that they are worried about the house across the street, with RPD confirming that this isn't the first time police have been called to the home.
This house concerns us greatly, as well as it does the school and families that go here. We completely understand that. I know we are doing numerous extra patrols on this house, trying to find additional crimes. What we would like to do is be able to stop that occurring.
The Richland School District says it put Jason Lee Elementary in a secure and teach mode. And one parent walking by the scene tells us that her child's class got moved to the side of the building opposite from where the standoff happened. Richland Police tells us that it stayed in close communication with the school throughout the day. Reporting from Richland, Caleb Stipkovitz, Apple Valley News Now.
And police say they're still looking for one more suspect in connection with that burglary.
It's unclear if the other 3 people arrested are related to that specific crime, but we'll of course keep you updated as we learn more.
And turning now to continuing coverage on the group home for registered sex offenders, which is set to open in a Kennewick neighborhood.
It's a story that is sending some shockwaves throughout the community. Neighbors furious, now the homeowner speaking out. Joe Fields opened the same type of house in Walla Walla back in 2017. It houses around 5 men at a time and is also in a residential area.
Walla Walla police say there have been no incidents since this one opened, and Field is hoping that'll be the same story for Kennewick. His original plan was to purchase a property out in the Findlay area, but he says the sheriff didn't approve that idea, and that's because residents need access to basic services nearby.
It took us a while to find a house that fit criteria. I mean, I worked quite a few. I remember taking some houses. I found one out in the Findlay, kind of out of town. Thought it was perfect. I was so stoked, and I got shut down by the sheriff. Said, "Oh, don't forget, Joe, you have to be in. The law says you have to be where resources are in the bus line, and there's no bus line out there."
The group home is located at 8th and Edison, just a few blocks away from Edison Elementary, Legacy High School, and a church is even closer, just down the street. Now, according to the law, a home like this must be 500 feet away from any school or church.
And Field also says he's planning on remodeling the two-story home by adding new fencing, covering bedroom windows, and spending about $12,000 on security cameras.
Would you say what you're doing is safer than other options?
Well, what would be the other options? I mean, homeless on the street, or somebody trying to run one of these houses that never has dealt with sex offenders, and they see the money, and right, and they're like, "Oh, I can get rich," right? What are the other options? I think the only options for these guys is having a house like this that is secure, that is helps them succeed.
Field also says transparency is key, and he wants to work with police and the community. He's planning on hosting an open house in early February, and says he's even willing to give tours of the home once it's ready, and that's to neighbors who aren't happy.
Our team has also confirmed that a separate neighborhood watch meeting to discuss the situation took place last night, and we'll update you more on that once we have additional information.
5:07, and turning to environment news now. Pasco City Council has been busy digging into several issues. This includes concerns on new recycling mandates, which could impact your utility bill. During a workshop at City Hall earlier this week, council members heard a presentation on the draft of the Franklin County Solid Waste Management Plan, and that plan, which is required by state law, outlines how the county and its cities will meet upcoming mandates when it comes to its recycling and organics collection. And consultants told council members the plan has been in development for more than a year, and it's now in regulatory review. Cities aren't expected to formally adopt it until later this spring, but council members zeroed in on funding, questioning how new services could be paid for and whether the costs would be passed on to residents through higher rates or franchise fees.
Talked about taxes and probably increasing franchise fees. It just seems like that's a lot of money to cover this, I guess, recycling mandate from the state.
Consultants also say some grant funding through the state may be available, but many details are still being worked out as the plan moves towards final approval.
In a follow-up, some of the questions surrounding Franklin County's funding for the Columbia Valley Center for Recovery were addressed yesterday at a county workshop, and it all comes after commissioners voted to pause future payments. Ever since then, Commissioner Stephen Baumann says he has received additional information detailing how and where the money would be used. During the workshop, commissioners had the opportunity to gain a clearer understanding of the center's operations, including a detailed breakdown of how county funds would be allocated.
I'm really excited having this conversation today. This has been immensely helpful for me, and having this understanding of where we're at, what we're doing, and I have gained more knowledge in the last 2 weeks than I have in the last 2 years combined.
The CFO from Comprehensive Health told commissioners about 80% of the funding would go towards employee costs, while the remaining 20% would be used for operational expenses.
And coming up next on Good Morning Northwest, coughing, sneezing, runny noses. You've probably already seen a lot of that as winter flu season is upon us. And we have what health officials want you to be mindful of when it comes to helping prevent sickness. Your health headlines are after the break.
But first, giving you that live look outside this morning from right here at our Apple Valley studios in Kennewick. And you can see some of that fog starting to settle in through the region. Chief Meteorologist Josh Colbert is going to break it all down for you when we come back.
Life happens. Lucky for you, the new ICCU Central Plus checking account comes with benefits, including cell phone protection.
Wait, through my ICCU checking account?
That's right. Along with a whole lot of other benefits you might need. Because being human is a full-time job.
At Smoke City for Less, we understand every smoker is unique. Explore our over 1,500 vape flavors and specialty curated selection of tobacco products. Your perfect flavor and blend awaits at any of Smoke City for Less 6 locations. Save your pennies. Smoke City for Less has the lowest prices. Find the best vape mods, batteries, kratom, and specialty products too. Our knowledgeable staff is always on hand to provide personalized recommendations. Smoke City for Less. We smoke the competition.
Living with chronic migraine? 15 or more headache days a month, each lasting 4 hours or more. Botox prevents headaches in adults with chronic migraine, and treatment is 4 times a year. So why wait? Talk to your doctor.
Botox effects may spread hours to weeks after injection, causing serious symptoms. Alert your doctor right away, as trouble swallowing, speaking, breathing, eye problems, or muscle weakness can be signs of a life-threatening condition. Those with these conditions before injection are at highest risk. Side effects may include allergic reactions like rash, breathing problems, dizziness, neck and injection site pain, and headache. Don't receive Botox if there's a skin infection. Tell your doctor your medical history, muscle or nerve conditions like ALS, myasthenia gravis or Lambert-Eaton syndrome, and medicines like botulinum toxins, which may increase the risk of serious side effects.
In a survey, 91% of patients wish they'd started Botox sooner. Ask your doctor today. If eligible, you may pay $0.
These other guys don't have protein like me. Up to 35 grams in my protein bowls, or try my 2 for $6 Jack Wraps. If I'm saying something that's not true, do something about it. Try my protein bowls and Jack Wraps.
Welcome to Jack in the Box.
This season of 911 is TV's most emotionally satisfying roller coaster.
Thank you for saving her.
It's a high-speed thrill ride. 911, tonight on ABC and stream on Hulu.
Portions of Apple Valley News Now are sponsored by Allen Brecky Law Offices.
From Apple Valley News Now, First Alert Weather with Chief Meteorologist Josh Colbert.
Welcome back to Good Morning Northwest. We continue to be in this foggy and stagnant pattern over the next couple days at least. And so a current look at the air quality out there, and we're not seeing any reductions like we were seeing yesterday morning. Remember, we were seeing air quality that was unhealthy for sensitive groups in the lower Yakima Valley, and that has just not come to fruition for this morning. So that's some good news. But the air stagnation advisory, that's going to continue through 10 a.m. tomorrow morning. Would not be too shocked if they extended this by a couple of days. So when we have all that cold air from the mountains that drains down into the valleys, into the basin, into the foothills, and we don't have any winds to move that air around, that means that that layer of air can trap in all the yucky stuff that comes from, exhaust from vehicles, smoke from burn piles. So that's why air quality can be reduced. If you have a pre-existing respiratory illness, you should listen to your physician's advice, and the outdoor burning is highly recommended against. You can find all these little bits and pieces of information online at applevalleynewsnow.com. Another look at the fog. It's very thick in the valleys. It's very thick in portions of the foothills. It's trying to fill in the gaps for the lower Columbia Basin. I think it's having a little bit more success now in the Tri-Cities, but we're thinking most of this should lift between 11 a.m. to 12 p.m. But then for tonight, coming back as soon as 4 p.m. in the Kittitas Valley, and then for the rest of us, maybe as soon as 6 to 8 p.m. And then for Friday, once again, we're thinking the fog should lift between 11 a.m. to 12 p.m. But keep in mind, this can vary wildly from microclimate to microclimate, sometimes even from city block to city block. Okay, precip chance is going to stay fairly limited over the next 7 days. We'll talk about that, and we'll tell you why it's happening coming up in a few minutes.
Thanks, Josh. 5:14. In your health headlines this morning, close to home in Benton County, we're learning that 2 flu-related deaths have been confirmed.
At this time, no further details have been released about the people, but the Benton Franklin Health District is taking this time to urge everybody 6 months and older to get vaccinated.
So health experts say it can reduce illness severity and hospitalization risk. They say the vaccine can take up to 2 weeks to be effective. They also encourage frequent hand washing and disinfecting surfaces.
If you have symptoms like fatigue, headache, sore throat, fever, or chills, officials say stay home. And of course, this is to prevent spreading the virus.
Also, watch for emergency signs like severe breathing or even high fever.
And keep away from me because I can catch things easily.
Yes, you do, don't you?
And keep it here because coming up next, Josh is back with your First Alert full weather forecast. It's all on the other side of the break.
Life moves fast. At Frechette Winery, we invite you to slow it down and savor the moment. Join us on Red Mountain for bold, flavorful red wines, a welcoming vibe, and experiences meant to be shared, from relaxed tastings to unforgettable wine and dinner events. Located just minutes from Benton City in West Richland, we're open daily, noon to 5. Come for the wine, stay for the warmth, experience the Frechette vibe. Great wine brings people together, and we'd love to welcome you to Frechette.
A new year comes with new goals and smarter choices. Enjoy a new vehicle from McCurley Chevrolet while staying on budget with payments as low as $16 per day. Or choose a wide range of McCurley certified vehicles. All makes and models carefully inspected, and our certification is included in the price you see. This year, stay on track financially and drive something you truly love. Thinking about saving? Think McCurley Chevrolet.
This new year, refresh your space with comfort that fits your life. From living rooms made for relaxing, to dining rooms made for gathering, and bedrooms designed for better rest. Enjoy our free white glove delivery service and make it yours with 31 months interest-free financing. For our lowest prices of the year, visit a More Furniture near you or shop now at morefurniture.com.
And Consumer Reports.
We're testers.
This organization accepts no advertising or sponsorship.
Since 1936.
Testing dishwashers, TVs, cars, vacuums.
We buy directly from stores, just like you.
Making sure products are safe.
And that they last.
Because we're advocates.
Engineers and scientists. We're testers. We're Consumer Reports.
Join us.
Start the new year off right with a new 2026 Kia Sportage Hybrid, loaded with advanced driver assistance features like Smart Cruise, forward collision avoidance, blind spot warning, and more. All this and 35 miles per gallon combined EPA fuel economy rating. Now just $31,930 after discount and rebate. Test drive a Sportage Hybrid today. Over Turf Kia, Highway I-182 and Road 100 exit on St. Thomas Drive, Pasco.
Portions of Apple Valley News Now are sponsored by Allen Brecky Law Offices.
From Apple Valley News Now, First Alert Weather with Chief Meteorologist Josh Colbreth.
Welcome back to Good Morning Northwest. Our forecast continues to be just unbelievably dry for the middle, and even now we're starting to get into the later portions of January. And again, this is why this is happening. We have these areas of high pressure that are centered over the western, really over the Pacific Rim, and that is shielding all of the active weather we would typically have. That's shielding us from that, and it's sending these storm systems up into Canada and then back down to the eastern half of the United States. Let's take it back to today. In the Tri-Cities, here's your day planner forecast. We're thinking it's going to be a foggy start up until 10 a.m., 11 a.m. After that, the fog should mix out, and then we're looking at mostly sunny skies with temperatures getting into the low 40s. Of course, you can see hour by hour, day by day, precip chances, wind gusts, temperatures by downloading the Apple Valley News Now First Alert Weather app free in the App Store or on Google Play. Speaking of those precip chances, look, it's still just zeros across the board over the next 7 days in the Tri-Cities. Now, we are thinking in the basin closer to Hermiston, maybe getting a few showers coming back into the picture by Wednesday. So it does look like maybe there's some light at the end of the tunnel when it comes to this pattern, but we'll have to see how it pans out. High temperatures staying put, staying pretty normal for this time of the year, as we'll end up in the upper 30s to low, even maybe some mid 40s in the Tri-Cities. But that range, to be precise, is going to be from 38 to 43 degrees over the next 7 days. No real ebbs or flows when it comes to that. And then when it comes to our low temperatures, also these are staying pretty steady. We'll mostly be in the mid to upper 20s, so keeping it below freezing, but pretty normal stuff for the middle and later portions of January. All that to say, the forecast continues to be dry, and high and low temperatures are nothing to write home about. Here is the 7-day forecast for the Tri-Cities. Keeping the forecast dry with freezing fog possible over the next couple mornings at least. And then in Yakima, foggy mornings ahead. We should see some sunshine in the afternoons, but we'll see about that. And Ellensburg should be socked in with fog and clouds over the next couple days unless that inversion layer sinks below the Kittitas Valley. If that happens, then it'll be all sunshine. For Hermiston, a cold and dry forecast with patchy areas of fog. And finally, for Walla Walla, tracking the same thing as all the other microclimates. Normal temperatures, an abnormal lack of wet weather, and the potential for fog. Speaking of, you're taking a live look at the fog in the Kittitas Valley. This view coming courtesy of our Central Washington Outdoor.com camera. Of course, this is of the rodeo grounds. Thanks for waking up with Good Morning Northwest, where we're always on your side.
Welcome to KVH Orthopedics, now in our newly renovated space that's modern and welcoming, with appointments available when you need them. Our state-of-the-art facility and advanced technology provide expert diagnostic and surgical care. Our team is with you every step of the way, helping you get back to the life you love. Experience the next level of orthopedic care at KVH. Schedule your appointment today. Kittitas Valley Healthcare, your home for health.
Everyone deserves to be connected. Big cities, small towns, everywhere in between. And staying connected shouldn't break the bank. That's why T-Mobile and US Cellular have joined forces. The best network just got bigger. And we're combining it with the local service you know and trust. Join now and save up to 20% versus Verizon.
Are you suffering with constant agonizing knee pain? Have you been told that you have arthritis or are bone on bone? Is knee pain making simple activities like walking stairs or kneeling impossible? If this sounds familiar, the next 60 seconds could change your life. Do not let knee pain control your life any longer. Our powerful program addresses the underlying causes of knee pain without masking symptoms. There is no use of drugs, injections, or surgery. Do not miss this opportunity. Call now to see if we can help. If you qualify for care, day one we will perform a trial treatment. Please listen carefully. You will know by the end of the first visit whether or not we can help you. Do not hesitate. Call now. You don't need to suffer any longer. Call right now to see if you qualify for our program that has transformed thousands of lives. Call before it's too late and take the first step towards the knee pain relief you deserve.
So what do you think about these?
Yeah, we're gonna take...
From design and products to removal and installation, we handle the entire process to create a beautiful and functional bathroom for whatever your life needs. Rebath, with you every step of the way. Don't relocate, renovate. As your needs change, update your bathroom with aging and accessibility solutions designed to keep the space safe and stylish. Call us or visit rebath.com and save $1,000 off your complete bathroom remodel.
Live with Kelly and Mark today at 9 on Apple Valley News Now.
Welcome back to Good Morning Northwest. In your entertainment news, we're looking at a new movie that's heading to theaters this weekend.
It's one that dramatizes a real news event.
Rick Damigella has a preview of Dead Man's Wire.
Hello, Mr. Karitzis.
It's an honor, Fred. What's on your mind, brother?
This loan company's done me wrong.
Bill Skarsgård stars in Dead Man's Wire, based on real events.
So what's your plan, Tony, huh? What's next?
This is a dead man's wire. If anybody yanks on me or yanks on that gun, he'll die.
The film was directed by Gus Van Sant.
He's so free flow, and it's sort of, he allows the movie and he trusts his actors, and he allows the actors to kind of go and explore, and then he's sort of capturing it, and he lets the movie form itself and lets the movie discover itself, which was very fun, and very collaborative, and very sort of, I've said it before, but there's a Zen-like quality of Gus Van Sant.
Just apologize for what you did. Just apologize.
We're connected by that wire the entire shoot, which was actually great. I think it actually aided our performance significantly because we couldn't really get out of it. It was kind of hard to get out of the wire. So you're in the wire for 12 hours a day, and it kind of makes you feel haggard, and you've got a lot of malaise and angst.
Oh my God, national hero, and don't you forget it.
In Hollywood, I'm Rick Damigella.
I still kind of don't know what's going on after watching that entire thing.
What's the event?
That's what I was trying to figure out, because it was like real news event. I'm like, we're gonna research and find out.
Well, the news event was what was happening, and that he was being held hostage. He was attached to this one, and it was being broadcast, like what was happening.
Oh, I get it now. I thought it was like something that okay. You know what? Yeah.
So it's not based on a real event?
No.
Yeah, no, it is. It is a true story. That's based on.
So it's both. Okay.
And the event
I get it now.
happening was the news event.
It had 1970s written all over it, so that's what I'm guessing.
Sometimes this happens when you don't get enough sleep, so.
Isn't that the truth?
But I'm gonna go research it later.
We'll deep dive a little more for you. All right, still ahead here on Good Morning Northwest. Wapto School District looking to renew a levy that'll help support staff and teacher salaries, as well as extracurricular programs. We're gonna hear directly from the superintendent about why it's so important for the future of the district. That's coming up in your next half hour, but first, here's your Tech Bites.
In today's Tech Bites, Verizon outage over. The company saying its phone and data service has been restored and suggesting you restart your device if you're still having problems. Verizon says those who lost service will get account credits. It's not saying what caused the outage. Next, Football Hall of Famer Michael Irvin and comedian Pete Davidson will start hosting new video podcasts on Netflix later this month. Irvin's show will cover sports news and analysis. Davidson will host discussions with guests, taking place mostly in his garage. And finally, learning guitar from the comfort of your living room. A new version of the Fender Play app is soon coming to Samsung TV. You can choose lessons for electric or acoustic guitar with on-demand courses for a variety of skill levels. The app will only be available on the latest Samsung TV models. Those are your Tech Bites. I'm Sophie Flagg. Have a great day.
I checked Allstate first and saved hundreds on my car insurance. Unfortunately, I didn't check if doing the Georgia bark at my boss would be appropriate. Go, dogs!
Yeah. So we need
Circle! And it's not. Checking Allstate first was smart. Barking at my boss, dumb. At least I checked Allstate first and saved hundreds.
Hey, Bark Boy.
These guys are crazy.
Don't let congestion take over. Afrin No-Trip. Wow. Ridiculously fast nasal congestion relief. The wow is real. And now, try new drug-free Afrin Saline.
Creamy peanut butter and whole grain wafers.
And we're eating old damp nuts.
Whoops.
Nature Valley, we make nature delicious.
This is Apple Valley News Now. Good morning, Northwest, on your side.
Good Thursday morning. Thanks for waking up with us, joining us here for Good Morning Northwest. I'm Jade Elliott.
I'm Jessica Jalal.
And I'm Josh Colbert.
I saw fog coming in this morning. Did you?
It wasn't that bad, but you could see it kind of wanting to start to form. You could see it kind of.
Mine was pretty bad.
Was it?
Yeah. It was creepy, eerie looking.
Ugh.
See, I saw what you saw, Jade. Sometimes the sky it has this look in its eye, and you know it's about to start.
Exactly.
And I just have that feeling. And you can kind of see it on the map, too. It looks like it's closing in on the Tri-Cities. Let's go ahead and take a look at those big weather stories, and we could have similar weather for tomorrow morning. I wouldn't be too shocked if the fog and the air stagnation pattern extended into the weekend, but these are very finicky things to forecast for. Hey, the precip chances, these are easy to forecast for. There's going to be nothing over the next week, and high temperatures pretty normal for the middle of January. Like I said, the fog closing in on the Tri-Cities right now, so a lot of thick fog in the Kittitas Valley and the Yakima Valley, the same thing with the Blue Foothills, and traditionally what happens is it just starts to squeeze us here in the lower Columbia Basin. We'll track this throughout the rest of this morning. It looks as if most of the fog should lift between 11 a.m. to 12 p.m., but then for tonight coming back very quickly to the Kittitas Valley after 4 p.m. For the rest of us, anytime between 6 p.m. to 8 p.m., and it looks as if tomorrow's forecast could be very similar to that of today. Okay, we will talk about the air quality, the air stagnation, and also a look at your ski resort forecast. So all that's going to be coming up in a few minutes.
We start this half hour of news in a fire watch. College Place firefighters say one person's dead, 2 others are in the hospital after a house fire early yesterday morning. Crews responding just before 1:30 on Southwest 1st Street near Southwest Academy Way. They arrived to a house fully engulfed in flames. Walla Walla Fire Department and Walla Walla County Fire District 4 both called to assist. Crews were able to contain the spread of the fire, but the cause still under investigation.
Turning now to education news, a local center is getting a funding boost to help train the next generation of first responders. Apple Valley News Now's Dan Hansen says it's aimed at strengthening hands-on training for students who are preparing for careers in firefighting and emergency medical services.
A $2,500 grant from AgWest Farm Credit is giving the TriTech Skills Center's firefighting and EMS program new opportunities to train students for real-life emergencies. The funding, awarded through AgWest's Rural Community Grant Program, supports hands-on learning, from wildland fire and fuel camps to rope rescue exercises, overnight training, and live fire scenarios.
We're going to be able to add 2 new wildland firefighting certification courses.
In Southeast Washington, many emergency responders serve rural areas, where help may be miles away and training can make the difference. The grant will also help TriTech purchase a new wildland chainsaw and portable pump. Ashton Linhoff completed the program his junior and senior year of high school. He's now a wildland firefighter with the U.S. Fish and Wildlife Service and was just accepted into an apprenticeship program he says was made possible by his training at TriTech.
The biggest part that helped me was just understanding what kind of work it was going to be, understanding that it is going to be hard work.
For students like Abigail Humphrey and Ethan Wodehouse, the program also provides direction. Humphrey plans to stay local, working as an emergency department tech at Cadleck.
It was this or law, and I really liked the look of emergency medicine, and I'm glad I chose this. I wouldn't want anything else after the experiences I've had here.
Ethan Wodehouse is heading into military service, using his training as a stepping stone into medicine.
After I graduate, I'm going to AIT, or Advanced Individual Training, for the Army National Guard. I'm going to Fort Sam Houston to learn to be a combat medic.
For students, the grant means more than equipment. It means confidence, preparation, and a clear path into high-demand careers, protecting communities and public lands.
We're supporting the youth and their desires to move on to wildfires and support and help those communities that need those kind of services. So this really helps with that program.
Training doesn't stop in the classroom. Students are put to the test in real-world conditions before they graduate. Dan Hansen, Apple Valley News Now.
And the TriTech Skills Center says the firefighting and EMS program continues to grow in demand, with students earning industry certifications that prepare them to enter the workforce or continue advanced training after graduation.
5:33 now, talking Your Voice, Your Vote. Wapato School District, like many districts across the region, they're looking to renew their educational programs and operations levy, as the current one is set to expire at the end of the year. Apple Valley News Now's William Albert spoke with the superintendent of Wapato Schools about why levy funding is important for the future of the district.
On February 10th, voters in the Wapato School District will head to the polls for a special election to replace the district's existing four-year educational programs and operations levy. If approved, the replacement levy would remain in place through December of 2030. The levy, which makes up approximately 12% of the district's budget, funds essential programs and services not fully paid for by the state. That includes staff and teacher salaries, athletics, extracurricular programs like band, and school clubs. Superintendent Kelly Garza says the proposed levy rate would remain close to what the voters have approved in the past.
A $1.53 average per thousand, $1.53 per $1,000 of property value that we would like our voters to consider.
Garza says the levy is critical as it would also unlock additional funding through state levy equalization dollars.
Try to keep that dollar amount as close as we can to $1.50 so we can maximize levy equalization dollars that can come from the state if we pass the levy. We will be asking, our voters for around $2 million over the next, 4 years. Those $2 million will generate a match fund from the state at somewhere around $5.5 million for every year of that levy.
An example of how levy dollars impact students was seen as recently as yesterday, when the Wapato High School Choir performed the national anthem at the opening day of the state legislature.
Our high school NBOX choir sang at the, inauguration, if that's the right word, of Heritage president that came in the fall. Governor Ferguson was at that event and other dignitaries, and from there our kids were invited to go and sing the national anthem at the opening of the State address just yesterday.
While historically Wapato has never really had any problems with passing its levies, the superintendent for Wapato Schools says he doesn't take that for granted, and he understands the financial impact that levies have on its community. However, he tells me it's all a part of bringing value to the school district.
And every dollar we spend, we are investing in the future of our community.
The Wapato School District will seek voter support for the levy in February, but ultimately the decision will be up to the voters. In Wapato, William Alpert, Apple Valley News Now.
And the district will host a series of community levy information forums ahead of Election Day. Community members are encouraged to attend to learn more about the EP&O replacement levy and to get answers to any questions that they might have. And they're not the only district doing that. A lot of them are. Still ahead here on Good Morning Northwest, the Hermiston girls wrestling is building off of their best year in the program, of history of their program. And we're going to hear directly from the team on how they're doing it. And we're going to be talking sports coming up after the break. It's 5:37.
Portions of Apple Valley News Now are sponsored by Allen Brecky Law Offices.
113, start putting out fires.
911 Nashville is television's #1 new show.
Every light in the city went green at the same time.
The hacker?
My baby!
Get her out of there now!
911 Nashville, new ABC tonight.
The savings continue with Bi-Mart's latest savings book. Pick up a copy in-store today. Save on essentials, including Adams 36-ounce peanut butter, sale priced at $7.99. Prilosec 42-count tablets are sale priced at $19.99. Bi-Mart 30-roll bath tissue or 12-roll paper towels are also just $19.99 each. Plus, find clearance items in the middle of your savings book, including clothing, sporting goods, electronics, and more. Save through January 19th at employee-owned Bi-Mart.
At Columbia Basin Oral and Maxillofacial Surgeons, your safety is our top priority. We are the only board-certified oral and maxillofacial surgery experts in wisdom tooth removal and dental implant placement in the Tri-Cities. With years of experience and a commitment to excellence, we ensure every patient receives safe, personalized treatment. Ask your dentist to refer you to the Tri-Cities experts in oral surgery. Columbia Basin Oral and Maxillofacial Surgeons. We look forward to meeting you.
I told myself I was okay with my moderate to severe rheumatoid arthritis symptoms.
With my psoriatic arthritis symptoms.
But just okay isn't okay. And I was done settling.
If you still have symptoms after trying Humira or Enbrel,
Rinvoq works differently. Rinvoq is a once-daily pill that can rapidly relieve joint pain, stiffness, and swelling as fast as 2 weeks for some. It can relieve fatigue and stop joint damage. And in PSA, Rinvoq can leave skin clear or almost clear.
Rinvoq can lower ability to fight infections. Before treatment, test for TB and do blood work. Serious infections, blood clots, some fatal. Cancers including lymphoma and skin, serious allergic reactions, GI tears, death, heart attack, and stroke occurred. CV event risk increases in age 50 plus with a heart disease risk factor. Tell your doctor if you've had these events, infection, Hep B or C, smoked, are pregnant, or planning. Don't take if allergic or have an infection.
Done settling?
Ask your rheumatologist for Rinvoq.
Then take back what's yours.
AbbVie could help you save.
At Bruce Heating and Air, your comfort is our business. With over 30 years of professional HVAC experience for residential and commercial properties, you can rest assured your heating and air system is in good hands. In addition to providing quality heating, air conditioning, ventilation, and installation services, Bruce Heating and Air also houses a full-service sheet metal fabrication shop.
From our family at Bruce Heating and Air, New Year's isn't just a day, it's a moment of magic, reflection, and hope. Another year to bring comfort and care to the community we cherish most.
113, start putting out fires.
911 Nashville is television's #1 new show.
Every light in the city went green at the same time.
The hacker.
My baby!
Get her out of there now.
911 Nashville, new ABC tonight.
From Apple Valley News Now, First Alert Weather with Chief Meteorologist Josh Colbreth.
Welcome back to Good Morning Northwest. Your air quality looking pretty good out there for this morning. There are some moderate reductions, but remember, yesterday morning we were seeing air quality that was unhealthy for sensitive groups in the lower Yakima Valley. That is just not the case for right now. But this air stagnation advisory continues through 10 in the morning on Friday. Would not be too shocked if this was extended by another handful of days, but we'll see what the National Weather Service in Pendleton ends up doing with this. When we have these air stagnation patterns, the air just doesn't move around a lot. There aren't winds. There's not really anything in the atmosphere promoting winds moving around. So that's why all of the smog, exhaust, just yucky stuff can get trapped in the lowest levels of the atmosphere. And that's why air quality can be reduced. So if you have that pre-existing respiratory illness, consult your physician. Outdoor burning, highly recommended against. And like I've been saying all week, you can find all this information posted online at applevalleyNewsNow.com. Okay, this is a first for the season. Here's your ski report brought to you by Schweitzer. We start off at Schweitzer proper, and of course, there's just no new snow across the map for this morning as, well, our forecast has been dry. The base depth only at 17 inches at Schweitzer. Then we'll take you down to Ski Bluewood. The base depth here at 28 inches, and then for White Pass, the base depth at 22 inches. So really all of these operations are operating on the margins right now, specifically when it comes to the snowfall that's on the ground. It doesn't really look like these numbers are going to get any better over the next week, and I'll tell you why coming up in a few minutes.
Josh, thanks so much. 5:42 now, talking sports. The Hermiston girls wrestling team is building off their best year in program history.
Apple Valley News Now's Jake Gable spoke with the Bulldogs, who are trying to win their first ever state title.
Last season, Hermiston finished third in the state, their best finish in program history. Now they look to do even better this year. Head coach Al Davis and his team have a philosophy of individual success leading to team glory.
The individuals wrestle well, the team will come along. So whether, do I want to be champions? Absolutely. But at some point in time, I can't wrestle it for them, and I got to put the trust in the girls to be able to get the job done and take what we get and maybe sneak some out along the way. And when the smoke clears, hopefully we're on top.
One of those individuals is Kiana Gutierrez Munoz. She finished fourth in the state in her weight class last year, and she believes that the most important key to a wrestler's success is their mind.
I'm gonna wrestle my style. I'm not gonna wrestle like the other girl. I'm just gonna focus on myself. And usually when you focus on yourself, you outperform the other person. And so I feel like, your mind is the biggest thing when you step on the mat. I don't even think it's skill. I think it's just whoever has the best mindset.
And sometimes you can pick up points for your team without even wrestling. Opponents can forfeit certain matchups, oftentimes when they don't have a wrestler in that weight class. That's something that senior Harley Cubbage-Thorpe, who wrestles in the heavyweight division, has dealt with a lot. In 6 dual meets so far, she has only been able to wrestle once.
It's such a disappointing feeling because I yearn to wrestle. Like, I love wrestling so much.
That said, Cubbage Thorpe has a lot of faith in her team and herself winning the state title.
This year we have a really good shot of getting a state title. Like we're right there.
So far, Hermiston has lost just one dual meet and have won all of their conference matchups as they look to continue to climb this year. Jake Gable, Apple Valley News Now.
And Hermiston has back-to-back matches this week.
They started off by winning the first of the two against Hanford by a score of 54-29.
Woohoo. Good luck to them. And keep it here because coming up next, we've got your morning sprint, everything you need to know before you head out the door. And Josh is back talking about that fog that I saw coming in.
Well, look at it now.
Ooh,
it's definitely settling in there in
worse.
Ellensburg, yeah.
Josh is going to break down that full First Alert weather forecast in just a few minutes.
Ready to refresh your home for less? At the Tri-County Partners Habitat store, find home upgrades, electrical, lighting, flooring, furniture, outdoor pavers, and more at affordable prices. And new this season, we design and sell custom cabinets. Best of all, every purchase supports Habitat's mission, helping build homes for local families. Great prices, greater purpose. Visit the Habitat store today. Your next project starts here.
This new year, refresh your space with comfort that fits your life. From living rooms made for relaxing to dining rooms made for gathering and bedrooms designed for better rest. Enjoy our free white glove delivery service and make it yours with 31 months interest-free financing. For our lowest prices of the year, visit a More Furniture near you or shop now at morefurniture.com.
Just like you, I'm working towards buying my first home.
I'm saving for my children's future.
Like you, I want financial tools that make my life easier.
At Hapo, we're more than employees. We're people just like you, and we understand what really matters.
Just like you,
we're planning for our future.
And I care about making a difference.
We're here to help you navigate life's milestones, big and small, because we're just like you. Join us at Hapo today.
When looking at your meal, you must always make sure there's enough sauce for every single bite.
Share and share alike with the 20-piece Chicken McNuggets for only $6.
Ba-da-ba-ba-ba.
Life happens. Lucky for you, ICCU has a new kind of checking account that comes with benefits, including 24/7 telehealth.
Wait, through my ICCU checking account?
On it.
Along with a whole lot of other benefits you might need. Because being human is a full-time job.
Jack, when you look back on 75 years...
Oh, I'm not looking back. I'm bringing back my Chicken Supreme. It comes in a combo and munchie meal. This juicy fan favorite starts at just $5.49. Are you writing this down? Get the Chicken Supreme munchie meal with collectible Jibby. Welcome to Jack in the Box.
Winter fun in snow. Fly the Northwest, Tuesday night at 6. From Apple Valley News Now, First Alert Weather with Chief Meteorologist Josh Colbreth.
Welcome back to Good Morning Northwest. Our forecast continues to be just unbelievably dry for this time of the year. And again, I'll show you why this is happening. And it's been the same culprit this entire week. We have this area of high pressure that is situated over the Pacific Rim, and that is blocking us from active weather. So all this off in the Pacific, if the high pressure weren't here, it would impact the western half of the United States. But instead, it's being pushed up into Canada, and then eventually it falls back down to the eastern half of the United States. Okay, here is your day planner forecast for today in the Yakima Valley. We're expecting a gray, a foggy start through about 10 a.m., 11 a.m. After that, we're thinking the fog should mix out, and it should be a mostly sunny day with temperatures getting into the mid-40s, which is pretty normal for the middle of January. Now, if you want to see hour-by-hour precip chances, which are going to be 0, but also temperatures, wind gusts, all those variables you can track by downloading the Apple Valley News Now First Alert weather app free in the App Store or on Google Play. Okay, here's a look at those aforementioned precip chances for the Yakima Valley over the next 7 days. A whole lot of zeros on the board, which I just have to say one more time, it is just not typical for this part of the year in this part of the country. I've said that so many times this week, but our pattern staying stagnant, staying the same. High temperatures staying the same as well, as they're going to stay in the 30s and 40s. Here's what that's going to look like in the Yakima Valley. Still about 5 to 10 degrees warmer than normal for today, but pretty close to those normal high temperatures. Normal for this time of the year in the Yakima Valley is 40 degrees. We'll be pretty close to that. And those overnight lows, not really doing anything too fantastic over the next 7 days. In fact, the range is going to be from 23 to 26, which is also pretty normal for the middle to later portions of January. Here's a 7-day forecast for the Tri-Cities, keeping the forecast dry with freezing fog possible over the next couple mornings at least. And then in Yakima, foggy mornings ahead. We should see some sunshine in the afternoon, but we'll see about that. It's always a very tricky forecast. To that point, in Ellensburg, should be socked in with fog and clouds over the next couple days unless the inversion layer sinks below the Kittitas Valley. Then it should be all sunshine. For Hermiston, a cold and dry forecast with patchy areas of fog. And finally, for Walla Walla, tracking the same thing as all the other microclimates, normal temperatures, an abnormal lack of wet weather, and the potential for fog.
Now, the morning sprint.
Time's now 5:50. Time for your morning sprint, and we start with the top 5 local things you need to know this morning. First up, 4 people arrested after police and Tri-City SWAT raided a house in Richland. The house was right across the street from Jason Lee Elementary School. Police say it all started yesterday morning after an officer spotted a car used in a recent crime. He arrested that man in the car and then got a warrant to search his house. So that sparked the standoff, which lasted about 6 hours. Police confirmed it wasn't the first time they'd been called to the home. The school district says that Jason Lee Elementary was put into a secure and teach mode during that situation.
The Benton Franklin Health District says 2 flu-related deaths have been confirmed in Benton County. No other details have been released, but health officials are urging everyone 6 months and older to get vaccinated. They're also reminding everyone to wash your hands often and to disinfect surfaces. If you have symptoms like fatigue, headache, sore throat, fever, or chills, officials say stay at home to prevent the virus from spreading. Also watch out for emergency signs like severe breathing and high fever.
An update on a group home for registered sex offenders that is set to open in the Kennewick neighborhood. The owner of the home says that he's opened a similar home in Walla Walla. He opened that back in 2017, and police say there haven't been any incidents. He also says he's adding new fencing, covering bedroom windows, and spending about $12,000 on security cameras. The home in Kennewick is located at 8th and Edison, just a few blocks from Edison Elementary, Legacy High School, and a local church. The owner plans to have an open house in February and says he's willing to give tours to any concerned neighbors.
And 1 person is dead and 2 others are in the hospital after a house fire yesterday in Walla Walla. Fire crews responded just before 1:30 a.m. in College Place. That's on Southwest 1st Street near Southwest Academy Way. Firefighters were able to contain the spread of the fire, but the cause is still under investigation.
And the TriTech Skills Center is getting a funding boost of $2,500, and it'll go towards their firefighting and emergency medical services program. The grant comes from AgWest Farm Credit. This will provide more training opportunities for students for real-life emergencies like hands-on live fire scenarios, rope rescue exercises, and overnight training.
In your national headlines this morning, FBI agents executed a search warrant at the home of a Washington Post reporter, Hannah Natanson. Last month, she wrote a piece about tips she's received from hundreds of federal workers who were impacted by President Trump over the past year. Natanson claims to have more than 1,100 contacts in the government who have talked to her, and the agents seized 1 phone and 2 computers from her. Attorney General Pam Bondi said Natanson was reporting classified data that was obtained from a Pentagon contractor.
In your business headlines at 5:52, a network outage affected tens of thousands of Verizon Wireless customers for most of yesterday. Verizon acknowledging the issue in a social media post earlier in the day. It said some of its wireless services were down, leaving many customers without access to voice and data services. Reports of the interrupted service came in from major cities, including New York and Dallas. Late last night, Verizon said the hours-long outage had been resolved. The cause, though, not revealed. Verizon said in a statement they apologized and said that saying they had let some customers down. The company added it plans to give customers account credits, with those details coming soon.
In your health headlines, the FDA wants suicide warnings to be taken off some popular weight loss drugs. This includes Eli Lilly's Zepbound and Novo Nordisk's Wegovy and Saxenda. The request follows an FDA review that found no increased risk of suicidal thoughts or behavior with the use of the GLP-1 medications. These drugs were first approved to treat type 2 diabetes, but they gained in popularity after being approved for obesity in recent years.
5:54 in your sports headlines this morning. The hottest ticket in LA might be a couple years away, but registration to enter the lottery to buy tickets for the 2028 Olympic events is now open. Actual tickets don't go on sale until the spring, and to get those, buyers must first create profiles on la28.org. Registering for the ticket lottery is free, but it's only open to residents of LA, Orange, Riverside, and Ventura counties. The exception is for softball and Canoe Solomon, which take place in Oklahoma City. Residents there can also register for a chance to buy tickets for those events. And talking more sports this morning, American snowboarder star Chloe Kim says that she's injured but still plans to compete in the Winter Olympics. The two-time gold medalist says on social media that she got an MRI, saying that it shows a cartilage tear in her shoulder. Good news is she thinks she will be ready to hit the snow in Italy next month.
Trending now this morning, Lego is interlocking with the Pokemon universe. Ooh.
Yeah, the toy giant is unveiling its first ever line of Pokemon sets, marking a major crossover between two of the largest play brands in the world.
The first collection will debut on February 27th, and it's inspired by characters throughout Pokemon's 3-decade history.
The initial rollout features 5 fan favorites. That's Pikachu, Eevee, Venusaur, Charizard, and Blastoise.
And pre-orders can be made now at lego.com.
And now I really want some. And they're big. It's like the little action figures. I was a big Pokemon kid, so right up my alley.
And now you can build one.
And now I can still be a Pokemon kid.
Yeah, exactly.
Let's go. Yeah.
Gotta catch them all.
Pokemon Go needs to make a comeback.
All right. So much right here on Good Morning Northwest. If you've ever wanted to be in a Super Bowl commercial, you now have a chance to do that. We're going to explain why and how and what Elijah Wood in a unicorn costume has to do with it. That's all coming in your 6 o'clock hour.
Plus a follow-up in Franklin County as some of the questions surrounding funding for the Columbia Valley Recovery Center were recently addressed, and we've had those answers just ahead. Also, Josh, what are you tracking?
Tracking a pretty spooky look right now in Toppenish, and we're seeing a lot of scenes just like this. A lot of fog out there. Not a lot of rain in forecast at all, so we'll tell you more about this stagnant pattern coming up on Good Morning Northwest at 6.